Wagwan, my people. Wagwan, my day. Good day. Happy 3/22, no? Yazid. 3 o'clock. 20 after 3. 20 after 3. Yes, sir. We are talking about some Swift upgrade Wagwan right now. They're preparing the way for and getting ready for their upgrade, which is going to be a big one. They're looking to transfer over 11,000 banks, 11,000 data information, everything over onto the new 220 network for Swift to be instant payment. Instant payments. What does this mean for Ripple? Let's dive into this article here. The global Swift payment and messaging network is set to switch to the ISO 222 standard this November, according to a report by London-based business outlet Financial News. According to the report, roughly 11,000 banks will be able to use the new message format. American banking giant JP Morgan believes that it will be one of the most significant changes in the history of banking. The bottlenecks and insufficiency of the SWIFT system gave rise to plenty of competing projects that focuses on cryptocurrencies. Stablecoins have been pitched as one of the most viable solutions for speeding up cross-border payments. Some legacy standards that are still used by banks date all the way back to the 1970s. However, JP Morgan Sarah Castellano believes that cryptocurrency upstarts might have a hard time competing with Swift if it achieves sufficient speed with the ISO 222 standards. Both old and new standards will be used simultaneously by banks during a multi-year transition period. The vast majority of cross-border transactions are expected to be done with the help of ISO 20022 standard. The U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to implement the new ISO 222 payment messaging format in 2025. So, if you're asking the same question that I was asking when I first read this article, what does Ripple have to do with any of this? Let's get into it. What about Ripple? Swift was originally expected to switch to the ISO 222 standard last November, but its migration was delayed by a year back in May 2020. More than 2 years ago, Ripple, which is considered to be done, oh Lord God, wait, wheel up. Let me read that again. More than 2 years ago, Ripple, which is considered to be one of the alternatives to Swift. So what does that mean? They already signed a partnership? This is massive, people. I don't know who them people here. Come to Facebook, man. I was send me some foolish suggestion. Who cares about people on Facebook and them suggestions? How kind of is this algorithm based? Because I don't go on Facebook, I don't go there to search, or I might go on there once in a while to say happy birthday to some people that I know. Other than that, I don't really go on there. My usage of Facebook is very minimum. So for them to be messaging me and notifying me every daggone day, it's so annoying. I need to get up in that app and change that joint. Let me get back to the reading. More than 2 years ago, Ripple. All right, so here, let me read it again. What about Ripple? Swift was originally expected to switch to the ISO 222 standard last November, but its migration was delayed by a year back in May 2020. That's significant because that's when Ripple started to, get a RAS by the SEC around that time, right? More than 2 years ago, Ripple, which is considered to be one of the alternatives to Swift, became the first blockchain payment company to join the ISO 222 standardization committee. Committee, you know, in a major sign of validation. Do you know what that means? Swift have to go through Ripple. That means they're going to be partnered. That it's clear partnership to me. That Swift and Ripple. That's my understanding. Matt Hamilton, Ripple's former top developer, explained that having all global financial systems talking the same language would make it easier to exchange data. That is true. That is true, man. I wanted to talk about, I wanted to dive into the Shiba Inu game that just came out. Because I mentioned about it, about a month ago. And here it is. I think it was a month ago, a few weeks ago. So anyway, so Shiba Inu, and as you know, that these articles are brought to you by U.Today, right? Who's this Arthur Gamza? What up, Gamza? Anyway, Shiba Eternity makes top 20 in App Store first day it is released. I went there to check it out. I'm not gonna lie. And I just read some of the comments. I didn't even bother to download it yet, but I'm gonna download it as soon as I finish this reading, and check it out, and probably give her an update on, what I feel on my experience. Anyway, Shiba Eternity from Shiba Inu and Playside Studios. I've seen extremely high download figures on this first day of release and has even made it into the top 20 games on Apple's App Store, coming 19th place. Unfortunately, it is impossible to know the exact number of downloads of the games in the App Store, but according to its Android counterpart, Google Play, Shiba Eternity has been downloaded more than 10,000 times in its very first day. Shib Eternity is a card strategy game, but the day's not even over yet. Some don't know what them people are talking about. And what about Android? Where are these people? Anyway, Gamza is probably somewhere else in the world right now, because the day is like a little bit past halfway now over here on this side, Gamza. Let's get back to the reading, guys. Shiba Eternity is a card strategy game similar in mechanics to a global bestseller Hearthstone. While Shiba Eternity is free to download and play, it does include paid content in the form of packs and special items. According to its copyright data, the game has been in development since 2020, hinting at its presence in the plans of Shiba Inu development team since the project's inception. That is kind of that's a good point, because these I thought these so you know what I'm saying, it seemed like Shiba Inu was planned from a long time ago. This is a planned development. It wasn't no meme. You know, it was or maybe few guys, the developers share close relationship with each other. That's what it seems like. Yeah, that could be it. They share, they have, they know each other from way back, right? To come together and do something like this so quick and just keep hitting, connection and getting connection. And they're Shiba Inu has its own restaurant chain. Shiba Inu has its own clothing line. Shiba Inu now is a game. And then they're working on the metaverse. What are they gonna come out with? A movie? Importantly, the game may be introducing a Shiba burn mechanism, which would rock the process a bit. To tell you the truth, I don't believe that the creators of Shiba Inu is really interested in creating a burn mechanism. Because if they did, they would have. Look at what Luna just did, Luna Classic. Look at what they just did. They're literally building a burn system. to eliminate 2.5 trillion tokens. So, or whatever, of their market, or their, is it a market, the supply? They're trying to get rid of that many supplies. So if Shib development team wanted to get rid of all these supplies, they would have already done that. That's just my humble opinion. You understand? So the metaverse of Shib products. Shib Eternity is not the last gaming and entertainment product Shib Inu as in store. Some of the team's energies are also focused on creating its own metaverse. Shib the Metaverse. That's what they're gonna call it. Shib the Metaverse. Shib Inu is actively recruiting figures from the film and entertainment industry to work on this project, be they producers or technicians who have worked on Marvel and Netflix product. What does that mean? Be they? Be they what? Are we assuming? Are you telling me? Are you telling us that there are technicians that had former experience with Marvel and Netflix? Come on, Gamza man. What's with the secrecy, man? It just seemed like as if it's maybe it's not you, Gamza. Maybe it's everything is just speculations. We want to just stick to the facts, right? We don't. I don't want to really. I don't want to read no assumptions, and that's why I don't read. I don't read the charts, even though sometimes the charts can be right. That's the fact. That's a problem. That's the point and the problem and the fact. The sometime parts. I want it to be all the time. You understand? So thank you, Gamza, for this article. Thank you, Yuda, today for the platform. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me rant and talk about Swift and Shiba Inu game. Have a great day, guys.